ESPN's Jamal Collier reported yesterday that Zach LaVine feels like he has taken too much blame for the Bulls' struggles. He played only 25 games last season after he had season-ending foot surgery and finished with just under 20 points per game. Now, when asked about LaVine's comments, a Bulls source responded, "He's never won. He's done it his way the whole way and never won. If he's interested in winning, he'll do what's asked of him. And if he's motivated to not be here, one way is to come, be compliant, and be who he is." The Bulls have made no secret that they have attempted to trade LaVine, who is by far the highest paid player on the roster with his 3 years and $138 million left on his contract. Perk, which is more likely to happen, do you think? The Bulls trade or make it work with LaVine?
Well, who is this source? That's the first question I have to ask, because they're out of line, right? Did the source look at themselves in the mirror? Are they holding the Bulls organization accountable? I mean, like, passing the blame all on Zach LaVine what has the Bulls front office done lately, right? Did they win in free agency? No. Did they win with draft picks? No. Like, Billy Donovan got a contract extension. What has he done? I mean, Zach LaVine in a Bull uniform has been a two-time All-Star, Olympic gold medalist. Like, at the end of the day, and he's been playing on a broken foot at times, on a injured knee. And I'm like, well, damn, no accountability for the front office and the organization, and you go put all this blame on Zach LaVine. Like, I just want to know who that source is. Don't hide. I want you to, if you're going to say something, put your name behind it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that quote was caught my attention as well, because listen, that is what people around the league focus on when you talk about why is Zach LaVine not easy to trade. Well, one, it's the contract. It's almost a negative asset at this point because he makes so much money. You have to put in players who make a lot of money coming back, but you have to incentivize someone to take that contract. But each year that goes by, it becomes easier and easier to trade that contract. And I think the best thing Zach can do and the Bulls can do is help them get him out of town, right? Play as well as you can. Remind people of how good you are, of the all-star you can be, and that is how you get yourself out of Chicago, if that's what it seems like we're heading towards. Because, you know, this article from both sides, I think, makes it clear, like, we've reached the end of the road there. It's just a question of where do you go afterwards, and I think it's hard to get another team to take Zach without incentivizing them, which is what the Bulls are not trying to do. They're trying to reload. They already traded DeMar DeRozan. They already traded Alex Caruso. They've now finally acknowledged this is time for a reboot.
Yeah, we'll leave that drama there. Finally, what were you going to say, Perk? Go quickly.
And this is a prime example of when a franchise could label you as something and how they could hurt who you are as a person and who you are as a player. Like, now all of a sudden teams don't want to give up much to get a guy that is capable of going out there on a night-to-night basis and give you 27 points a night. And now teams don't want to touch him because all of a sudden they're labeling him as basically calling him a counselor in the locker room. And that's just unfair.
The Celtics are ESPN Bet's favorite to win the Eastern Conference this season. There hasn't been a repeat champion in the East since the Cleveland Cavaliers won 4 straight from 2015 to 2018. Meanwhile, the Sixers have the second shortest odds to win the East and are looking for their first conference title since 2001. Ramona, I'm going to start with you. Who do you think is more likely to win the East, the Celtics or the Field?
I think it's the Celtics. They're bringing everyone back. The only question I have is the health of Kristaps Porzingis, and I know he's had to have off-season surgery to get that sorted out, but they don't need him to hold at the beginning of the season if he's not 100%. They can take their time with it, and now they know what it takes to win. They've got these guys locked up to long-term deals, and now they know what it takes. So I think they have the best chance of anyone. I will say, props to Daryl Morey, always not afraid to put it out there. He did that when he was in Houston with the Warriors and said, we're basically obsessed with beating the Warriors. So now he's just putting it out there with the Sixers, the Celtics again.
I mean, that's what he's supposed to say. Yeah. And let's be real. Like, you look at the Philadelphia 76ers on paper, they look great, but they're still not the Boston Celtics. Yep. Right, the Boston Celtics still have the best starting 5 in basketball, and 3 of those guys are actually playing for Team USA right now, 2 of the best perimeter defenders in the game. When it comes down to the Philadelphia 76ers, are they knocking at the door? Yes, again, but the work has to be put in. I'm seeing these clips around social media right now looking at Tyrese Maxey. The brother looked like he'd been in the weight room heavy. But now, can Joel Embiid take that step forward, right? Is he going to be healthy when it matters the most? Is he going to come into training camp in the best shape of his life? He's going to be the deciding factor on whether or not the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be able to move the needle. And if I'm Daryl Morey again, I'm talking with Nick Nurse and Joel Embiid on a day-to-day basis to get a plan in place. And I know he's over in Paris right now representing our country, but at the end of the day, a plan in place, what are you doing? Having somebody monitor his diet, having him making sure he's on the right workout regimen to make sure that he's in the best shape possible approaching training camp.
Wanna try to bust at what I look like, If I'm down, try to wear, I pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA on the ESPN.